chosen one, God says, you were meant to hear this today. Right now, in this very moment, there is something deeply important meant for your heart. And if you scroll away or ignore this feeling stirring inside you, you may miss a quiet but powerful whisper that carries healing, hope, and a turning point you have been waiting for without even realizing it. This is not an accident, this is not random, and this is not something ordinary, because your soul has been gently led here by a love greater than your understanding, a love that has been watching over you through every tear, every silent prayer, and every night when you felt unseen and unheard. Type 1010 if you believe. There has been a weight on your heart that you have carried for longer than you expected, and sometimes it has felt like the answers were far away and the silence from heaven felt too loud. But even in that silence, something sacred was happening behind the scenes that your eyes could not yet see. God has been working quietly, shaping moments, arranging paths, and protecting you from things you never even knew could harm you. If your heart feels even a small spark of peace while reading this, gently take a second to like this video, because that small action becomes a sign of agreement with the peace that God is placing in your spirit right now. There were days when you felt forgotten, when the world seemed to move forward while you stayed in the same place, wondering when your turn would come, wondering if your prayers were being heard at all. But God was not distant in those moments, and He was not ignoring your cries, because He was closer than your breath, holding you together when you felt like breaking, guiding you through unseen ways that protected your future. Type 2222 to affirm. There is something very tender about the way God loves you, because it is not loud or forceful, but it is steady, patient, and unshakable. Like a quiet light that never goes out, no matter how dark the night becomes. You may not always recognize it immediately, but His love shows up in the small things, in the way you were kept safe, in the way certain doors closed before they could hurt you, and in the way your heart still carries hope, even after everything you have been through. Sometimes the pain you felt was not a sign that God had left you, but a sign that He was carefully removing things that were never meant to stay in your life, even though it hurt to let them go. There were people, situations, and expectations that felt important at one time, but God saw what you could not see, and He gently led you away, even when it felt confusing or unfair. That redirection was not rejection, but protection wrapped in a form you did not immediately understand. Subscribe to this channel if you love God. You are not behind, and you are not forgotten, because God's timing is not measured by the same clock that the world follows, and what feels delayed to you is often perfectly prepared in His plan. There are blessings forming in your life right now that are being built with care, patience, and precision, so that when they arrive, they will not break you, but strengthen you in ways you never imagined. There is a moment coming when you will look back and finally understand why certain things did not work out the way you wanted them to, and instead of pain, you will feel a deep sense of gratitude for the way God protected your path. That understanding will not come with regret, but with peace, because your heart will recognize the love that guided you through every step, even when you could not see it clearly. God knows your heart better than anyone else, and He sees the parts of you that you try to hide from others, the quiet fears, the silent doubts, and the deep desires that you have not spoken out loud. Yet even with all of that, His love for you has never changed, and it never will, because His love is not based on your perfection, but on His endless grace. There is healing taking place inside you right now, even if it feels slow, even if it feels like nothing is changing, because healing does not always happen in loud or visible ways. Sometimes it grows quietly, like a seed beneath the soil, preparing to rise at the right time when the conditions are perfect. Your heart is being restored piece by piece, and every small step matters more than you realize. You have been stronger than you think, because even in your weakest moments, you did not completely lose your faith, and even when you felt like giving up, there was something inside you that kept holding on. That strength did not come from you alone, but from God, who has been carrying you through every difficult moment, even when you felt like you were walking alone. There is something new being prepared for you, something that will not bring confusion or pain, but clarity, peace, and joy that feels different from anything you have experienced before. It will not feel rushed or forced, but calm and certain, because it will come from God's perfect plan for your life. You are not here by mistake, and your life is not without purpose, because God has placed something unique within you that cannot be replaced or replicated by anyone else. Your journey matters, your story matters, and your presence in this world carries meaning that goes beyond what you can currently see. There will be a day when everything that once felt heavy will feel lighter, and the tears that once filled your eyes will be replaced with a quiet smile that comes from understanding how far you have come. That day is not as far away as it seems, because God is already moving things into place, gently and carefully, just for you. Most people ignored this strange 7-second exercise when they first heard about it. That changed when stories began surfacing from people who had paid off debt, upgraded their lifestyles, purchased new homes, and experienced unexpected financial improvements. A recently surfaced CIA document points to an unusual brainwave process that is rapidly gaining attention online. Reports claim that 4 separate neuroscience research teams examined the method and found evidence that it may help shift mental patterns connected to wealth, opportunity, and personal success. Those who once struggled financially now say money seems to appear in ways they never anticipated. As interest grows, information about this method is becoming increasingly difficult to find. Click the link in the description and comments below to learn what everyone is talking about. You may have wondered why certain doors closed so suddenly, why people who once felt important slowly drifted away, and why plans you once trusted completely began to fall apart without warning. Those moments felt painful and confusing, and sometimes they made you question your direction, but there was a deeper purpose unfolding beneath that surface of disappointment. God was removing what could not stay in the future He has prepared for you, even though your heart was not ready to let go at that time. There is a gentle reassurance being placed in your spirit right now, reminding you that nothing you have gone through has been wasted, because every experience has shaped you into someone stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what is coming next. The struggles you faced were not meant to break you, but to build a deeper foundation within you, one that can hold the blessings that are on their way into your life. Type 222 if you walk by faith. There were nights when your thoughts felt heavy and your heart felt tired, when you wished for a clear sign that everything would be okay, and when silence felt louder than any answer you could have received. In those moments, God was still present, holding you gently, even when you could not feel it clearly. His presence did not leave you, even when your emotions tried to convince you otherwise. There is something deeply beautiful about the way God restores what has been broken inside you, because He does not rush the process, and He does not ignore your pain, but instead, He carefully heals every part of your heart with patience and love. The healing you are experiencing may feel slow, but it is steady, and it is real, and it is leading you toward a place of peace that cannot be shaken easily. You are stepping into a season where clarity will begin to replace confusion, and where peace will begin to settle in areas of your life that once felt uncertain and overwhelming. This transition may feel quiet at first, but it will grow stronger with time, and you will begin to notice small changes that reflect the bigger transformation happening within you. God sees the effort you have made to keep going, even when it felt easier to stop, and He honors the strength you have shown in moments when no one else was watching. That strength is not unnoticed, and it is not without reward, because God is preparing something that will bring meaning to everything you have endured. There is a shift happening that you may not fully recognize yet, but it is already in motion, gently guiding you toward a place that feels more aligned with your true purpose. This shift will not feel forced or confusing, but calm and natural, because it is being led by God's perfect timing. Type 1111 to receive miracles. There is a sense of renewal that is slowly growing within you, like a quiet light that begins to shine brighter each day, reminding you that your story is not over and that something beautiful is still unfolding. This renewal is not something you need to chase, because it is already finding its way to you, guided by the same love that has carried you this far. The path ahead may still have moments of uncertainty, but it will also carry a deeper sense of trust, because your heart is learning to rely on God in a way that feels more peaceful and less fearful. This trust will become your strength, helping you move forward without the weight of doubt that once held you back. You are being led toward something that will bring a sense of fulfillment that goes beyond temporary happiness, something that will feel steady and lasting because it is rooted in God's plan for your life. This fulfillment will not come from outside validation, but from a deep inner peace that confirms you are exactly where you are meant to be. There is no need to rush or force anything, because what is meant for you will come in a way that feels right, without confusion or struggle. God is not leading you into something uncertain, but into something prepared, something that has been carefully arranged with your heart in mind. As you continue moving forward, hold on to the quiet assurance that you are being guided, even in moments when the path is not fully clear. God is still working, still leading, and still surrounding you with a love that never fades. You may not fully notice this change at first, because it happens softly, in the way you begin to respond differently to situations that once overwhelmed you, and in the way your heart no longer reacts with the same fear that once controlled your thoughts. This is a sign that God is strengthening you from the inside, shaping your spirit to carry peace even in moments that used to bring confusion and doubt. There was a time when every delay felt like a loss, when every unanswered prayer felt like a closed door, and when every silence felt like distance between you and God. But now, something is shifting within you, helping you understand that delays were not denials, and silence was not absence, but preparation for something deeper and more meaningful than you had imagined before. Type 999 if you trust Jesus. What if the ability to attract greater wealth has been inside your mind all along? Newly revealed CIA-related research describes a brief 7-second routine believed to activate a little-known mental state associated with abundance and achievement. According to reports, the technique was reviewed by multiple neuroscience laboratories and is now being used daily by thousands of people looking to escape financial pressure and create a life filled with freedom, travel, and opportunity. Due to growing attention, access to this information may not remain available for long. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. The truth is that God has been teaching you how to stand strong without depending on constant signs or visible reassurance, and this kind of strength is rare and precious. It is the kind of faith that grows in hidden places where no one else can see, but where everything important is being formed and prepared for the future. There is a gentle rebuilding happening within your heart, where old fears are slowly losing their hold, and new hope is beginning to take root in a way that feels more real and lasting. This rebuilding is not rushed, because God is careful with what He restores, making sure that what is being built within you can stand firm no matter what comes your way. You are not the same person you were before, even if your surroundings may look similar, because something inside you has changed in a powerful way. You have learned lessons that cannot be taken away, and you have gained a strength that cannot be easily shaken. This transformation is quiet, but it is deeply meaningful, and it is preparing you for a new season that will reflect the growth that has taken place within you. There is also a deeper sense of awareness growing inside you, helping you recognize what truly matters and what no longer deserves your energy or attention. This awareness is a gift, because it allows you to move forward with clarity instead of confusion, and with peace instead of pressure. Type 2020 if you trust in God. There is something very special about the way God is guiding you now, because it is not through force or urgency, but through peace and gentle direction. You may notice that certain decisions feel easier, not because they are simple, but because your heart is more aligned with the direction God is leading you toward. You are being prepared for something that will require not just hope, but also stability, and God is making sure that your foundation is strong enough to carry what is coming. This preparation may not always feel exciting, but it is necessary, because what is ahead is meant to last, not just pass through your life for a short time. There were moments when you felt like giving up completely, when the weight of everything became too much, and when your heart felt tired of hoping for things to change. But even in those moments, you did not stop completely, and that small part of you that kept holding on has made all the difference. God sees that persistence, even when it felt small and unnoticed, and He is honoring it in ways that you will begin to understand as time goes on. Nothing you have endured has been forgotten, and nothing you have overcome has been ignored, because every step has been part of a greater plan that is slowly unfolding. There is a calm assurance being placed in your spirit, reminding you that you are not alone in this journey, and that every step you take is being guided with care and purpose. This assurance may not remove every challenge, but it gives you the strength to move through them with a sense of peace that was not there before. You are entering a season where your heart will begin to feel lighter, not because life suddenly becomes easy, but because you are learning to carry things differently, with more trust and less fear. This shift will change the way you experience everything, allowing you to see beauty and hope even in situations that once felt overwhelming. God is not finished with your story, and what you have seen so far is only a small part of what is still to come. There are moments ahead that will bring joy, clarity, and a deep sense of fulfillment that will make the waiting feel meaningful and worthwhile. As you continue forward, remember that you are being guided with love, protected with care, and prepared for something that will reflect the depth of everything you have gone through. Nothing is wasted, and everything is being used for a purpose that will become clear in the right time. You may notice that your heart is not reacting the same way it used to, because situations that once brought anxiety are now being met with a quiet strength that feels unfamiliar but comforting. This change is not something you forced, but something God has been building within you slowly, carefully, and with great love. It is a sign that you are growing into a place where peace becomes your natural response, even when life feels uncertain. There was a time when you felt like you had to understand everything before you could move forward, when you needed clear answers before you could feel safe. But now, something within you is learning to trust, even without full understanding. And this trust is becoming a steady foundation beneath your steps. It is not blind, but deeply rooted in the quiet assurance that God sees what you cannot see. Type 1010 if you agree. There is a deeper connection forming between your heart and God, one that does not rely on constant signs or visible proof, but on a quiet knowing that He is present, guiding, and protecting you through every moment. This connection is gentle but powerful, and it is transforming the way you experience your journey. You are beginning to see that not everything needs to make sense right now, because clarity often comes later, after the path has already been walked. This understanding is bringing a new kind of peace into your life, one that allows you to move forward without carrying the heavy need to control every outcome. God is leading you into a place where your heart can finally breathe, where the weight you have been carrying starts to lift, and where you begin to feel a sense of calm that you may have thought was no longer possible. This calm is not temporary, but a reflection of the work God is doing within you, restoring your spirit and renewing your strength. Type 1212 to claim miracles. A little-known discovery hidden within leaked CIA research is generating worldwide attention. The technique takes only 7 seconds and is believed to place the brain into a powerful state linked to financial growth and success. Researchers from 4 neuroscience facilities reportedly observed unusual effects connected to this process. Since then, people have shared stories of unexpected income, dream vacations, luxury purchases, and opportunities they never thought possible. Awareness of this method remains limited, and the page revealing it could vanish without warning. Click the link in the description and comments below to see why interest is spreading so quickly. There is something very tender about the way God is guiding you through this season, because He is not rushing you or pushing you beyond what you can handle, but gently walking with you at a pace that allows your heart to heal and grow. This kind of guidance is full of care, and it reflects the deep love that He has for you. You may begin to notice small moments of joy returning to your life, simple things that bring a quiet smile to your face, reminding you that your heart is still capable of feeling light and hopeful. These moments are not sluchania, but intentional, placed in your path to remind you that beauty still exists, even after pain. There is a restoration happening that goes beyond what you can see on the surface, because God is not only changing your circumstances, but also renewing your inner world. He is replacing fear with trust, doubt with confidence, and heaviness with peace, step by step, in a way that feels natural and lasting. You are not being left behind, and your journey is not moving slower than it should, because everything is unfolding exactly as it needs to. God's timing is not rushed, and it is not delayed, but perfectly aligned with what your heart needs at each moment. There will be a time very soon when you will feel a clear sense of direction, where things that once felt confusing will begin to make sense, and where your path will feel more certain than it ever has before. This clarity will not come with pressure, but with peace, because it will be guided by God's gentle hand. You have carried so much, more than many people realize, and yet you have continued moving forward, even when it felt difficult and exhausting. That perseverance is not unnoticed, and it is not without purpose, because it has prepared you for a strength that cannot be easily shaken. There is something beautiful about the way God uses your story, because every challenge you faced has added depth to your spirit, and every moment of weakness has been turned into a place where His strength could shine through you. Your story is not defined by what you went through, but by how God is transforming it into something meaningful. You are stepping into a space where your heart will feel more at peace with where you are, without the constant urge to rush ahead or compare your journey to others. This peace is a gift, and it allows you to experience life in a more gentle and fulfilling way. God is not finished with what He has started in you, and what you are feeling now is only the beginning of a deeper transformation that will continue to unfold in the days ahead. There are still blessings to receive, still moments to experience, and still a purpose to walk into that will bring meaning to everything you have been through. As you continue forward, hold on to the quiet rest that is forming within you, because it is a sign that you are learning to trust God in a deeper way. This trust will carry you through every moment, reminding you that you are never alone and that everything is unfolding with care and intention. You may begin to notice that your thoughts are becoming softer, less crowded with fear, and more filled with a quiet understanding that things are going to unfold in a way that brings peace instead of confusion. This shift is not something you created on your own, but something God is gently placing within you, guiding your mind toward stillness and your heart toward trust. There was a time when your emotions felt like waves that were too strong to manage, rising and falling without warning, leaving you feeling tired and unsure of where you stood. But now, those waves are becoming calmer, not because life has stopped being challenging, but because your foundation is becoming stronger, anchored in something deeper than temporary feelings. Type yes to affirm. There is a sacred patience growing within you, helping you understand that not everything needs to happen immediately, and that some of the most meaningful parts of your life require time to develop. This patience is not about waiting in frustration, but about resting in the knowledge that God is working, even when you cannot see the full picture yet. You are being led into a space where your heart can trust without constantly needing reassurance, where your spirit feels supported even in silence, and where your journey begins to feel more aligned with a sense of purpose that is quietly unfolding. This alignment is not something you need to chase, because it is already finding its way to you, guided by a love that never fails. Type 222 if you walk by faith. There is a deeper sense of peace forming inside you, one that does not depend on everything going right, but instead comes from knowing that God is with you through everything that happens. This peace is steady, and it is becoming a part of you in a way that cannot be easily shaken by external circumstances. You may find yourself letting go of certain worries more easily, not because they are no longer important, but because your heart is learning that not everything is yours to carry. God is gently teaching you to release what you cannot control, and to trust Him with the parts of your life that feel uncertain. There is a quiet strength being built within you, one that does not need to prove itself to anyone, but simply exists as a steady presence that supports you through every moment. This strength is not loud or visible to everyone, but it is deeply powerful, and it is shaping the way you move forward in your life. Some are calling this one of the most remarkable wealth discoveries ever revealed. Newly uncovered CIA files describe a simple 7-second brainwave technique believed to help recondition the mind for prosperity and abundance. Supported by findings reportedly reviewed by 4 neuroscience research centers, this daily practice is attracting attention from people seeking financial breakthroughs. Many claim it helped them move from financial struggle to greater stability, freedom, and success. Information surrounding this technique is becoming harder to locate online. Click the link in the description and comments below before it is gone. God is preparing you for something that will require not only faith, but also peace, and He is making sure that your heart is ready to receive it without fear or doubt. This preparation may feel subtle, but it is important, because what is coming into your life is meant to bring lasting joy and stability. You are not walking in circles, even if it sometimes feels that way, because every step you take is part of a larger journey that is being guided with care and intention. Nothing is random, and nothing is without meaning, because God is using every experience to shape something beautiful within you. There is a renewal taking place that is reaching into the deepest parts of your heart, bringing light into areas that once felt heavy and dark. This renewal is not rushed, because God is working carefully, making sure that every part of you is being restored in a way that is gentle and complete. You may begin to feel a quiet excitement growing within you, not the kind that feels overwhelming, but a calm anticipation that something good is coming. something that will bring a sense of fulfillment that you have been waiting for. This feeling is not without reason, because God is already moving things into place, even if you cannot see it yet. There is no need to rush ahead or force anything to happen, because what is meant for you will come in the right time, without confusion or struggle. God is not leading you into uncertainty, but into something that has been carefully prepared, something that will feel right when it arrives. Your heart is being taught how to trust in a deeper way, how to rest without fear, and how to move forward with a sense of peace that does not depend on everything being perfect. This kind of trust is rare, and it is something that will carry you through every season of your life. There will be moments ahead where everything will begin to make sense, where the pieces of your journey will come together in a way that feels clear and meaningful. In those moments, you will see how every step, every delay, and every challenge was leading you towards something that was always meant for you. God is not distant, and He has never been far from you, because His presence has been with you through every moment, guiding you, protecting you, and loving you in ways that you may not have always recognized. That love is still with you now, and it will continue to guide you forward. As you continue on this path, hold on to the peace that is growing within you, because it is a sign that you are being led in the right direction. Everything that is meant for you is already finding its way into your life, and nothing that belongs to you will ever be lost. You may begin to notice that your thoughts are no longer filled with the same urgency and pressure that once made everything feel overwhelming, because your spirit is learning to move at a slower, more peaceful rhythm. This rhythm is not influenced by fear or doubt, but by a growing sense of faith that allows you to breathe more freely and live more fully in each moment. There was a time when uncertainty felt like a heavy burden, when not knowing what would happen next made your heart restless and uneasy. But now, that uncertainty is starting to feel different, not because all the answers have appeared, but because your trust in God has grown stronger than your need for immediate clarity. Type 1111 to receive miracles. This shift within you is not accidental, because God has been gently guiding you toward this place of surrender, where your heart can finally experience a deeper kind of peace. It is a peace that does not depend on perfect conditions, but on the quiet understanding that God's love is steady, unchanging, and always present. You are beginning to see that not everything needs to be figured out right now, and that some answers are meant to come in their own time, when your heart is ready to receive them without fear or confusion. This understanding is bringing a sense of calm into your life that allows you to move forward without the constant weight of uncertainty. Type 2020 if you trust in God. There is a gentle freedom growing within you, where you no longer feel the need to hold on to things that were never meant to stay, and where you begin to release what no longer serves your peace. This freedom is not something that happens all at once, but something that unfolds gradually, as your heart learns to trust God more deeply with each passing day. You may find yourself letting go of past pain more easily, not because it did not matter, but because you are beginning to understand that holding on to it will not change what has already happened. Instead, God is leading you toward healing, helping you release the weight of the past so you can move forward with a lighter heart. There is a beautiful transformation taking place within you, one that is not always visible on the outside, but deeply felt within your spirit. This transformation is preparing you for a new chapter in your life, one that will reflect the growth, strength, and peace that you have been developing through every challenge you have faced. God is not rushing this process, because He knows exactly what your heart needs and when it needs it. He is guiding you step by step, making sure that you are ready for what is coming and that you are strong enough to receive it with confidence and peace. For years, people have wondered why some individuals seem to attract wealth and opportunity more easily than others, Leaked CIA research may offer an unexpected explanation. A hidden 7-second mental exercise is helping ordinary people develop a stronger, prosperity-focused mindset from home. Reports suggest that 4 neuroscience labs evaluated the process and observed unusual results. Users describe paying off debts, making long-desired purchases, and experiencing a greater sense of financial confidence. This information may not remain public for much longer. Click the link in the description and comments now to discover the technique before it disappears. You are not losing anything by letting go of what no longer belongs in your life, but gaining something far more valuable, which is the ability to move forward without the weight of unnecessary burdens. This release is opening space for new blessings to enter your life. Blessings that will bring joy, clarity, and a sense of fulfillment that you have been longing for. There is a quiet assurance growing within you, reminding you that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even if it does not always feel that way. This assurance is not based on what you can see, but on what you are beginning to feel within your spirit, a deep sense of trust that God is guiding your path.